Today I'm going to do an unboxing of Combat by Compass Games. Combat Volume 1. I believe there's a Volume 2 in the works, but nothing out yet. Now, been on my radar for a while, Combat. I don't really have, I'm going to say many, I don't think I've got any squad-based hex games, Squad-based wise, I've got Fields of Fire Volume 1 and 2, but they're not hex-based, so yeah, I think it's the only one. And so it's been on my radar, but it's been sold out everywhere. And I was watching a video by Phil Ashton at Second Chance Games last week, and he was actually going through some DVG games, and so I think it was GM2. Anyway, he was going through some games on the shelf, and I saw this one copy on the shelf of Combat. And so I messaged them via email and said, I noticed one copy on your shelf, is that available? Because it's not showing on the website. And they did say they thought it was reserved for somebody, but then got back to me the next day and said it was available. So that's how I ended up picking one up, even when I didn't know I was able to get it anywhere in the UK. So turned up yesterday. Combat Volume 1. Let's have a look on the back. Upside down, a bit weird. That's, messes with my OCD. Solitaire game, man-to-man combat in the 20th century, set in France in 1944. Quote there, felt like I was watching Battle from Band of Brothers, which is always good. You can never watch Band of Brothers enough. Medium complexity, time scale 30 to 90 seconds a turn. Average time to play 3 to 4 hours. So counters look a little bit comic-y. It sometimes puts me off. I see some counters like this, and more on PC games you see that, and there's a few games I've seen them, and they're not. I've probably been a bit harsh saying comic-y, but more drawn. But anyway, it's more important what the gameplay is like. So let's have a look in the box at what we've got, and we will obviously sort out that so we've got it the right way round, which will keep that in future. 3 dice, 2 10-siders, and a 6-sider. Cards. All I know is that people say this game plays very much like Ambush, which is a game I don't have, but so I know very little about this game. These look like you're friendly. Obviously, they are your friendly cards because it says at the top different events that happen to them as you're taking your turn, I guess. To re-roll anyway. So this is your deck for your rifle platoon. And then this pack. Your German cards, which seems to be telling you what to do depending whether they cover it or they open. You're going to roll the dice, I'm guessing, and it'll tell you how they react in different situations. Pretty standard stuff. A lot of games. Yeah, so that's one German set, one of your own rifle platoon, which are Americans. I beg your pardon calling them UK. Errata sheet, question and answers. Been added in later edition, so that's something I will go through. Too many there. It's good to see you've got the errata sheet. It's one thing when the game first comes out, no errata sheets available, so you have to find them for yourself and confused. So we've got all the counter. Oh, there's some of us here. Can get them all out at the same time. So the counter sheets there. All double-sided. Let's go out all right. I'm now in the habit of, I think I've talked about this before, clipping most of my counters ever since Decision Games persuaded me with the poorness of their counters. Compass, are not the best with the counters, but they're not too bad. You wouldn't have to clip them. But now, once I've started clipping things now, they do look nicer. The evade and sneaks, they seem to correspond to what's on the cards. They're the actions that your men will be taking, I'm guessing. They'll be the German ones. These are your allied counters. Low ammo, alerts, get more of the same. Routing units, foxholes. And these are your squad. At the top, the Germans on the bottom. So that's where you'll little bit in Field of Fire you have it with potential counters, same there. So you'll have them on one side, and then at some point I guess you'll turn over to discover the strength of that card. And sometimes you've got a dummy there, there will actually be no enemy there. Same sort of thing there. Dummy cards. And civilians, you've got civilians in the game as well, so that is all the cards. I actually thought that was the rules. I picked up the rules, but that's a thick book. But, how many pages have we got in this? There's 32 pages. Plenty of illustrations in it, so looks to be set out quite well. That. So yeah, it doesn't look too heavy, which would bear out the medium complexity that it says on the back. I would take them with a pinch of salt, as I've talked about before. Yeah, those don't look too heavy at all. Scenarios. I don't really know how many scenarios come with the game. So you've got 10 scenarios, all based around the Allies in Normandy in 1944. In fact, say there's 10 scenarios, there is 14 actually. You've got 4 introductory scenarios. Starting June 94. June 94, which tells you your enemy forces, where to set up, what friendly forces you have, and any special rules for the game, and the victory conditions. Yeah, it looks to be plenty to go out with the scenarios. And extended example of play at the back. So it does seem to, hard to tell without actually going into it, but it does seem to lead you into the gameplay quite well. Plenty of information there. Sequence of play card, terrain chart, spotting chart, and weapon characteristics. Player aid card. Card mats, discard piles, impulse track, initiative track, and turn number, stacking overflow. Sorry, little interruption there. My partner just walked in and started shouting. Not shouting, sorry, she calling for me. It sounds like she was screaming at me. The sequence of play, is that just the same? Yeah, it looks to be identical, those. Which is strange because it's a single player game, but I suppose, I don't know whether you can play co-op. Quite a few of the solitaire games, you know, the Warfighter games, you can play co-op, so if I can open it up. It's always tricky when I'm set up for recording. So yeah, hex-based map. So we've got map 3 there is the village. We've got one on the village. Map for the hedgerows, which when it was into World War II, we'll know about bocage. Had my pronunciation there. Massive problem for the Allies in Normandy, which they didn't. My little geekiness here, they'd done plenty of reconnaissance in Normandy, but because they'd done overhead reconnaissance, they didn't realise the height of the hedgerows, so it did cause them a lot of problems over there. But again, most of the people who play a lot of these games and read a lot about World War II already know that. And map 2, the hill. Where is it? Demonstrate the hill. I'm just interested in how it shows the different colour on the map itself to show the raised part and the farmhouse. The final map. Yeah, so 4 maps, so plenty of variation on the landscape. Looks to be a lot to go at with that game. Don't know when I'll get a chance to play it. That's the problem sometimes. I tend to buy too many games, not enough time to play it. And somebody did mention about, am I going to start doing playthroughs of some of these games, which is something I do intend to do at some point. So yes, I will. And I've got a few games coming up. I think I've got Zero Leader and Corsair Leader coming very soon. I've got a by Jeremy White, who did the Enemy Coast Ahead games. That was on P500, which I've just been charged for, so that should come within the next month or two. And that is Storm Over the Reich, I believe. And I was getting Atlantic Chase, found out that it sold out and my copy was never going to turn up. But I have just found a new copy on eBay, which is coming up from the States now, so that should be coming again. So yeah, 4 more games I'll do unboxings on over the next month or so. And thank you for listening.